Brooke Schofield or whatever her name is, TikToker or some. So I don't know Brooke Schofield. Sorry. Turns out that Brooke Schofield, if I'm pronouncing that right, is she's a creator that's friends with Tana Mojo. I'm not good at names, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Tana Mojo, Tana Mongu, what's good with it, bro? They're going through a little bit of a weird sort of drama debacle because, like many, back in the past. Oh my god. I just had a fucking heart attack. Like many in the past, people have had bad tweets, bad interactions. People, it happens. So, Brooke, she's an LA influencer who has she's kind of rose like recently in like 2021. She's the co-host of the Canceled podcast that he hosts with Hannah Mojo. So in 2012 to 2015, so Brooke would have been 16 years old. It actually turns out she had a bunch of tweets defending George Zimmerman, which I'm just like, whoa. Now, as a black person, I think I have a little bit of credibility to speak on this matter, so stay tuned, because we got a lot of juice coming in here. A lot of nuanced perspectives, so let's give it it. All right, so let's look at the tweets. Because I haven't read any of the tweets. I just got brought forth this information, so we're gonna look at it and see what's good with it. Okay, so right here it says, guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy, this wouldn't have been a story. Newsflash, this wasn't a crime of racism, it was self-defense. Okay, so that is in 2013. Okay, 2013. Brooke Amber, is that her middle name or something? It says, Cassie yells racist profanities in a movie theater. Only minority in the room is sitting directly behind us. I don't know the context of that, but okay. It says, why do I have the most ratchet hair ever? It says, my god. Is that supposed to be like, oh my god, what the, oh fuck no. It says, I swear I had a nappy hair this morning, the most whoa, Brooke, really? Wow, what? That's crazy. Whoa. On this end of our country, hashtag Afro is crazy. Oh fuck no. It says, I said so many excellent racist things last night, I don't know I even made it back to America. Okay, it says, she's adding someone says, you can tweet, you can answer your phone. Oh, okay, so that's the, a bundle of sticks. I had a question, so now we got homophobia, and it says, what do you call a Mexican Baptist? Okay, I shouldn't be laughing. It's just so like, it just caught me off guard. So it says, quit calling me when you're drunk. Another homophobic slur says, I don't even want you when you're sober. Okay, so off the bat, I mean, we've hit some treacherous territory. Now, my thought process on it, as an African American and, just as a nigga in general, the problem is, right, because I've had this problem, and okay, so if you see my last community posts, which I went on stream and I said some things that were a little bit weird, got a little bit of feedback that people didn't like, so I was just like, okay, let me just address this. Now, I'm not saying I got fully canceled, but I'm just saying, just in case, because you never know, like in the future or and whatnot. I don't see myself as a bad person, even though I may have said it. Sometimes it can just be like, you were in the moment, it could have been you were trying to be funny and whatnot, like as you see the bean dip joke, you can clearly tell she's trying to be funny, but it's kind of insensitive because it's always this perspective where it's like, okay, in the comedic sense, all jokes always end up flying. And it's like, okay, but are you a stand-up comedian? I usually come on here and I usually try to do like a little stand-up bit or like a little funny like paragraph that I come up with. And so it's kind of like, it always has it's so, what's the word I'm looking for? It's so like, I guess just up for debate. It's so like, yeah, and she was trying to be funny, and like you can be like, okay, yeah, well, she's trying to be funny, but then like the Trayvon Martin stuff, and so with that nature, it's like, okay, well, if you were trying to be funny or whatever, it could be like, okay, well, okay, there's that one instance you made a little joke and it was okay, or it wasn't okay, but you made a little joke and it was like, yeah, I was just trying to be funny and I may have offended people in the process of it, but at the end of the day, it's about comedy, and comedy is just kind of supposed to kind of be like, you're just trying to be funny, but then okay. So you stop, or like you shouldn't have like passed of, I guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy, it wouldn't have been a story. No, it would have been a story. It was a bigger story because we know that in throughout time and history, black people have been done wrong by the justice system. Now it does help. I think she has a bit of merit in that it gets pushed more, but there's a reason it gets pushed more, and it's because it's a it's a crusting minority. And I think Zimmerman may have been Mexican or something like that, or something of that nature. But I think it's the principality of it that he definitely thought that when you look at the evidence, he had a hoodie on and stuff, and like I think he may have had his hands in his pocket, and I think that's what it may have been. It kind of reminds me of the food. Oh my god, if you've seen the movie Fruitvale Station, one of the best fucking movies of all time, Fruitvale Station with Michael B. Jordan. Oh my god, I watched the movie like a million times. It's like the perfect, if you want to like update yourself on topics of this type of nature, watch Fruitvale Station. One of the best fucking movies of all time. It really it digs deep into how it is as a minority and like trying to just be. It's just like you're just trying to be. And so like you can get caught up in situations where, okay, well, they did have reason to doubt. There's a lot of people who, for some reason, there's this trend to walk around in a shiesty mask. Like, why are you walking around in a shiesty mask? You're asking to get, it's like, why are you walking around? You're asking to get prosecuted or be detained. Regardless though, those situations where it's a Trayvon Martin or like the movie in Fruitvale Station, because it is based on a true story, they're not being under, and they don't have any sort of, there's no like, oh, well, this, that. Same with the lady, Sonia Mason, I think that's her name, with the pot. They were not doing anything innately wrong. I think throwing hot pot water is crazy, but you can't say like it was a knife or anything, because you can look and see that it's not a knife. And it's just like, it's just drone. Now, the mistaking of tasers, you know, they always say, oh, well, I mistake my taser for the gun. And it's like, how? You're a trained officer, one's on one side, one's on the other. There could be that spare of the moment, maybe it's early in the morning, you didn't have coffee, you didn't eat. Okay, maybe in some cases, but you still deserve to be prosecuted, because the stake of a human life cannot be forgiven just for a simple mistake. You get it? A mistake and the stake of a human life. So, you know, as a black person, it's kind of like, yo, I can understand where, because, you know, I'm not like a softie, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what she said. I'm not gonna say I don't give a fuck, but I think it's more so, it don't offend me. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't offend me. Now, I can't say that for everybody. Everybody's gonna be, they're gonna have their different vibes and whatnot, and how people, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like if you say some things that are a little bit overboard, I think it's up to not just like, it's not just up to us as like viewers to be like, yo, you shouldn't have did this or this and that and this and that, this and that. But I think it's more so your rootings, because the thing is, if you grow up that way, and that's how you grew up saying crazy shit, or in your family, because a lot of times it's bloodline, and racism isn't, you're not born racist, you're taught to be racist. And so in your bloodline, your family members could have been on the same type of vibe. You are making racist jokes or thinking that this is, so I think that right there is where people are like, okay, if you did this before, you probably, because it's very hard. It's very, very hard. I mean, you have to go like through therapy almost to change someone's thought process of how they were at birth. You have to realize, think about it like this. You're a seed, right? It's like a seed. And as you're planted and you're nourished, you end up growing as this seed, and this seed ends up, and so there's other seeds around you, and you're in the forest. It's like the beginning of a forest. And so this seed ends up growing, and in the beginning, you're just a root. At the beginning, you're just a root. You're not affected by anything. You're just a blank canvas. Eventually, what ends up happening is you get so big, and you go through so many experiences, and you live life, and you start to meet other trees, and then other trees around you start to conglomerate, and then you start to intertwine, and then you start to get you get influenced by the trees around you. And so you can forget your past, but to the core root of your seed and your being, you're still that seed. So I think, to analogize it, it's kind of like, we understand that you may have been very sorry for what you did, but we don't know for sure if that seed is still that same seed, because a lot of time that seed, the tree hasn't get chopped down, and it's kind of like, I think people are just trying to chop down that tree and get that stomp back, where it's just a stomp and it's a blank canvas. And we want to make sure that you're not the same, you're not the fucking intertwined weave who's been, you know, influenced by a lot of things, and still have that that hideous nature behind you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of people who have similar things. You know, it's not just one person, but it does not excuse the fact that, you know, as a minority and as a black person and as a marginalized group of people, which that's always up for debate. People are like, oh, you're not marginalized. You have the same opportunities as any other person. Yeah, in theory. In theory, you have the same opportunity. You know, there's no laws or regulation. But in practice, I don't know. And as we can see, some people just don't have that same, or didn't have that same thought process, and there's still people with that same thought process. So I hope you understand where people kind of come from when they say like, yeah, we have the same opportunities. Definitely, it's not we don't have the same opportunities, or we're not possible to get the same. But when you have like people like this, it becomes a lot harder. So that's not only it, okay? So it says, I just like to know what percentage of Hillary Clinton voters get their political insights from Beyonce. And then the next one says, 2 types of people on Twitter right now, those who know what they're talking about and those who support Hillary Clinton. Make America great again. Now here's my thought process on the supporting Trump thing, okay? I don't get, okay, so think about it like this. We have set ourselves up. We have set ourselves up. So think about it like, so we go, so as humans, we go, humanity, we're gonna pick a leader and they're gonna dictate all of our decisions for like the next like 4 years, right? We said this, right? So we're the snake biting our fucking tail, because you can't shame someone for being passionate about a leader that they like. You can't do that. It doesn't matter if that person, because hold on, hear me out, because it sounds crazy. Because you're gonna be like, oh, what about Hitler? Or what about all these other like crazy Genghis Khan, like crazy superiors? Okay, last of I heard, the candidates we have now are not like, okay, the candidates we have now are not as bad as those type of figures. And you have to realize, as a candidate and as a president or as any sort of, you're in the it's the hardest job there is. It's so hard. You're literally, not only is it hard just in having to make the crazy, you're literally making decisions where people eat or sleep or die, or you're making the hardest decisions. And then you have to sit there and present yourself as if like you're not making those hardest decisions. Like deep down inside, you have to realize that people have to go through a lot, regardless if you like them or not. So then we go, okay, they're gonna be like multiple parties, Green Party, pressing, and Democratic, Republican, and whatnot. And so we bid ourselves, as we're the snake biting ourselves, because how can we say, okay, it's cool to have 2 different parties or 2 different, and then as soon as people support either party, they get criminalized for it. That's not right. And so people can't even say who they support for. I can't be like, oh, I support Kamala Harris. Oh, I support Trump. You can't even be out here and saying that. Or like, if you do, people look at you weird. And it shouldn't be that. Because at the end of the day, these are rules and regulations, policies. They're going to dictate the next 4 years. But at the end of the day, like, if you have compassion for other human beings and stuff, and people like actually lives are better, then there should be no problem in whether people are for or against what you believe. Your belief system, it's the same thing, I believe, with religion. You shouldn't judge people based off of their religion and things of that nature. So I don't think it's innately wrong I don't think that's a problem. That how many people support Trump? It's like, how are you gonna cancel somebody for supporting a presidential candidate? Same thing with Kamala Harris. How can you cancel somebody? And we've set these people up to be somebody to support, and then people support them, and then you try to cancel them for supporting them. Makes no sense. Absolute drunks. I can't believe I share the same earth with these people. So right there, I don't think you can cancel somebody. It's not that big of it. I don't think you can cancel. I think, and she didn't even say anything too wrong there. Like, it wasn't like she was like racist in this way. She just supported Trump. That's weird. That's actually weird. Because if she was supporting Hillary Clinton, would it be the same? I don't know. And that's weird, because you can't say that supporting one side is right and supporting the other side is wrong. You can't, because people's opinions are their opinions. You know what I mean? That's what I'm on, bro. So at the end of the day, that's a reach. I feel like that's a reach. And hey, if you disagree with me, then cool, bro. I don't care. So this is not only it, bro. So, obviously this hit the fan. Everybody's like, yo, da 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 da. Eventually, she's got to respond somehow. So she issues a response, and people were not feeling the response. Let's look at the response. Let's see what Brooke's got for us, okay?
Right, guys, I have had a lot to say about accountability lately and how important it is and how far it can go, and I feel like I'm not taking my own advice. Obviously by now you guys have seen the tweets that are circulating around. They fortunately are not fake. Those are real tweets, like real things that I said. First of all, I want to acknowledge that I feel the same way about them that you do. I think they're so disturbing, they're wrong, they're horrible, and they're disgusting. Of course, I do appreciate the people who are coming to bat for me and like saying like, you know, it was so long ago and like she's grown and stuff, but like it doesn't fucking matter. Like it literally does not matter. They are horrible. I want to talk about particularly the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman situation. Try not to be so emotional because I don't want it to seem like it's like a sympathy thing.
Yeah, she sounds like fucking sick.
Else at all, and so I'm trying like to be really careful about that. I just want to explain like and give some context into like my mindset at the time, because I have seen like some comments today that are like, well, no shit, she's racist, like white nepo baby, like a little like spoiled brat, like, and that was not my situation. And my parents were addicts, so I was adopted by my grandparents when I was like 10, and I grew up with them from that point on. And as is true for a lot of grandparents, they're a little bit less progressive than a lot of us are now. And my grandma has dementia, so it was really just like me and my grandpa, and he is a very, very right-wing conservative man, okay? It was like my household was literally just Fox News all the time.
And when she says it like that, it seems very, like I said before, how you grew up is kind of how you are. So it seems a little bit like the way she speaks about it, it seems like her grandpa's, you know, racist as fuck. That's what I'm getting. It gives me like her grandpa's racist as fuck. The way she's talking about it, she makes it like he's racist as fuck.
Rush Limbaugh, like if you guys know who that is, like playing literally all day long through the house, and that was just like the only thing ever that I had been exposed to. A lot of you guys have also seen my mom's Twitter because she was responding back and forth about the Trayvon Martin situation, and I just should have known better. I know her, and I should have known that she is not somebody that I take any sort of political insight from at all. Again, sometimes you like have these people that you like put on a pedestal and you think everybody older than you is smarter than you and knows everything, and they do not. Truthfully,
That's true.
A really long time. Like I know some of the tweets I was like 18 and people are like, yeah, like she was old enough to know better. Like, this to God, you guys, it wasn't until like even after college that I really started to like shift my way of thinking. And there are people in my life who I might have looked up to forever who I do not agree with, and are like learning earlier on about politics and like forming their own opinions outside of like what their parents think or what they're hearing or whatever it is. But that just wasn't the case for me. Whatever I heard, I passed on. I'm sorry, very, very sorry to anybody.
That's the key to life, actually.
Hurt by the tweets, because obviously they are very hurtful. Like a lot of it is just like.
Okay, I think we kind of get the gist of it. When she said though, she always repeated things that were like passed on to her. I feel like that is, I feel like that's literally what is the key to life. That's what I was taught by my one of my teachers. Actually taught me that people change people. And so, because like, if there was nobody on the earth and it was just you, would you still do the same things that you do? Would you still live the same way? Would you, if you were just on the earth by yourself, I mean, would you off yourself? Like, some people probably would, because you need people. Like, people change people, people influence people. And so I think Polo G has a lyric about this, one of the greatest lyrics of the decade. He goes, trying to explain your feelings sound like something you rehearsed. Stab me in the back with a clean smirk. And I feel like that lyric is actually, it's so beautiful because it explains that, it explains it so well. I mean, a lot of things people do say, and it's really, it's literally how every human fundamentally operates, is based off of how they learn from another person. Whether people want to say, oh, I have my own thought process, or people like to be like, they call people like NPCs and stuff because they don't think for themselves or something like that. They're like, you don't think for yourself, you only listen to what you rehear. And like, so based on that fact, can I not learn anything? Can I not go to school and not learn? Based on that fact, nigga, nobody's a fucking original thought. So I feel like you can definitely, You can definitely have original thoughts and you can definitely come up with your own thesis on things as long as they're based on some truth. But most of the time, most of the things you learn is from another person. You know what I'm saying? I think as pioneers lead, because we don't have I don't need to create calculus because Isaac Newton and a couple other physicists already created calculus. So I can't sit here and be like, oh, well, I'm just repeating what I heard. Well, yeah, I'm repeating what I heard, but I mean, it's fucking mathematics. Like, it's math. So there's a lot of okay, well, we understand that as a human, you just repeat what you hear, especially as a kid. You're so naive, you're gullible, you repeat what you hear. So I think the age benefactor is definitely thing that can differentiate whether or not this person changed. And as she said, after college, when she really changed her mindset, which I think that's fair. I think it's fair, but it does not excuse the past. It doesn't excuse the past, not in that the past happened, but that the past is there and we don't know if your past is still your past, or if you're still the past from your past, or if your older elders who are around you, if they're still around you, if they still think that way. And so let's say Brooke goes to a freaking family reunion. Who's she hanging with? How do they think? What are they? Does she have to sit there and be like, I don't want to be here because everyone here has the weird thought process that I don't agree with anymore? Or is it like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's a lot of people's thought process. And as a black person, it's kind of my thought process. Like, am I invited to the cookout? Am I invited to the white cookout? Am I invited to the, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I'm on it, but hey, what it is. We're not done though. So Brooke Schofield, I think she works with a brand called Boys Lie. And Boys Lie released a statement basically regarding collaboration with Brooke, and the response and everything. So let's read the tweet and let's see what they got going on here. It says Boys Lie released a statement regarding the collaboration with Brooke Schofield after fans uncovered a plethora of racist and problematic tweets from her. We're in a weird position right now. We didn't want to end the weekend without saying that we hear you, we see you, and we're adamantly working on a solution. So let's look at this long ass paragraph they got. That it says, we're in a weird position right now. We didn't want to end the weekend without saying we hear you, we see you, and we adamantly work on a solution under severity and urgency behind addressing the concerns. Why is this such a lazy, why is this so lazily like they just typed this shit in the notes? Like, why didn't they have a whole whatever? It says, we understand the severity of the urgency behind addressing the concerns around the latest collaboration in a way that will align with the values we have as a brand and our unwavering dedication to all of us, to all of you. It's an understatement how grateful we are for Boys Lie fam, for the Boys Lie fam. We appreciate your patience as we navigate with this with the utmost respect. Our brand was founded with the intention of connecting people through heartbreak, embracing vulnerability, championing diversity, and creating community through our unique experiences. Giving back and empowering others is the core value of Boys Lie, and we've demonstrated this over the years by supporting various philanthropies that further this mission. Our Instagram highlights share more insights into organizations, fundraisers, and foundations we have loved working with and or have wholeheartedly supported. We say this so that you know that uplifting others is is the absolute driving force behind everything we do, and we strive for the best of intentions. We never want to disappoint you. We love you more than words can describe. We share updates soon, we promise. T and Lay. So T and Lay, I guess I guess it's I don't know who owns it. I guess is that Tana? I don't know. And Lay is somebody, so I guess it's the owner of the brand. Now I thought that they would have dropped her, but I guess not. So there's more tweets. There's more tweets. Oh my gosh. It says, so we've seen some of these, but it says, I started fake liberal views, then writing college papers, and it's so concerning how much my grades have improved since. Okay. My great grandpa's toilet paper has Obama's face engraved in it. It says the media was showing pics of him at 12, not 5. At 12, not 5'10". Brooke Amber quit acting like Zimmerman shot and killed a child. The kid was 17. It said she retweeted a picture with the picture CNN don't want you to see, and it's a picture of, am I looking at a picture what seems to be Harambe or a fucking gorilla that has graduated? Hey, there's no saving you. There's no saving. There's no saving. No. There's no saving you. I'm sorry. There's just no saving you. What the fuck? There's more? I thought that was it. There's more? Shaking my fucking head, yo. Okay. Wow. Okay, so it says, so the Obama's face one, I don't think you can cancel somebody for supporting a particular presidential candidate. And unless the candidate is literally a racist. I don't think most candidates, I don't really know much. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about politics, so I can't really speak on it, but like, I don't think you can, unless it's literally Hitler or it's literally Genghis Khan, you can't be like, yo, because we have these candidates now. So think about it, why are these people even in discussion if they're this bad? Why is either candidate in a discussion if they're this bad? Like, we should be voting for some other nigga if they're that bad, right? If supporting either one is that bad, then it's like, I don't know. It just feels weird to me that you can cancel about someone for, it's the snake biting its ass cheeks. You can't cancel how can people get canceled for supporting? We literally put these people in position to be supported. So I don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. The fucking Harambe tweet is what the fuck? What? Nah, bro, that's actually cooked, bro. Nah, that's actually cooked, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Keep it a buck, bro. Now, yo, is it her old her? Yeah. Is it still fucked up? Yeah. Oh, I have my ring on backwards. So look, bro. I mean, I gave her the benefit of the doubt as much as I possibly can. We can't keep defending you, brother. We can't keep defending you. Yeah, literally. I think what it is there's a lot more in here that doesn't really equate to the juice. The George Zimmerman is juice. The toilet paper, the Obama's face, that's nothing. Like the racist, what does it say? The nappy hair, that's juice. Like, what the fuck? And that right there is like, how can you even change your thought process on it? It's not like with particular candidates can change their mind and stuff like that. But I mean, damn, I can't change my hair. My hair's my hair. Like, damn. The rest is like, it's just like, it's whatever kind of, some of the stuff is whatever. Like I started making fake liberal views and writing college papers and their grades went up, like stuff like that. It's like, whatever, bro. Like the politics, I can't really cancel somebody for having a political view. Like, we put people in positions to be praised, to be supported, and then people have political views, so we say, okay, you're allowed a political view, and then people express their political view and now they're canceled. Makes no sense. The media is showing prisoners. I don't get like I think somebody was adding her saying like, wait, that's her account with the weird ass name Brooke Schofield. The media, so that right there, like the defending fucking George Zimmerman, who clearly was a bitch ass nigga, he was a fucking mall cop. Like, nigga thought he was the police. Like, bitch ass nigga, bro. There's so many fucking security guards and niggas who always have this like hero complex, and they feel like they're the real fucking authorities. You're not the real fucking authorities, bro. You're the neighborhood fucking watch. Like, chill the fuck out. So this nigga's the neighborhood watch, trying to come up like guns ablazing on the nigga who he doesn't even. By the way, we have no idea if Trayvon even had a gun. He has no idea. He's just bitch ass nigga, bro. Bitch ass nigga, bro. Fuck George Zimmerman. I don't give a fuck. So then boom, Brooke, she saw it. She saw the reaction. Presumably, seeing the reaction, she posted another response, another apology. She said she didn't care if she was a teenager. She was old enough to know better. So let's see what she's got here.
You guys, I want to talk about my last video.
Cooper, I have no idea how I'm gonna record this video, dude.
Obviously, I am reflecting and looking back on it, and I do agree with everyone that I missed the mark. I obviously saw everything that was going on, and I saw how hurt everybody was by it, so I felt like I just had to put something out as soon as I physically could so that nobody thought I was ignoring the situation or didn't realize how important it was. But as a result of that, I put out this very emotional, scrambled video where I essentially made none of the points that I should have been making. First and obviously most important thing is
cat
specifically to
hold on, wait, is that no, she just put a T-Mar in. Remember T Martin when he did the fucking dog thing? When T Martin he got exposed for that gambling shit, the CS:GO, he owned the CS:GO site and he pulls up with his dog. That's a fucking tactic. You have the little cute. You see how quickly my motion switch when I see the freaking cat? No. You can't do that. You can't do that, bro. And then she tried to sneak it in there, like as if the cat just the cat randomly appeared. Nah. I'm on you, man. Toss that cat out the side. We talk about some serious topics out here, bro. I'm joking, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a fucking tactic, bro. That's a tactic. Ooh, I caught you red-handed. You thought you was slick.
Other people of color who were offended.
That is a cute cat, though.
Tweets.
Looks like an ocelot.
Obviously, I'm seeing
like an ocelot cat.
Positivity in the comments and people saying that they forgive me, and it's all white people. And that's how I know I did not address this properly at all. So I want to be clear that this is directed specifically to Black people and other people of color, and I'm not seeking white people's understanding or forgiveness, or approval, or whatever it is. Now, sorry is not enough, in my opinion, for the way that I was tweeting and the things that I was saying online at that time. And I know that there's no apology beyond like reparations that can mend that wound. I don't care if I was a teenager, I was old enough to know better, and
reparations? She's saying reparations is the only way you can apologize? I guess so. You know, I guess the monetary value can help. But in terms of like, I don't know. Let's think about that. I don't think I think she may have misspoke, because she said that's the only way. It's like, that's not the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, money will help, but money is not like everything. It's not going to be the binding forces to why somebody accepts you as a human being. You know, some people who are soulless only care about money, but like, we're talking about the ethics of the situation. Yeah, reparations is cool, like donating charities and stuff. I get you, and that's good work, and that's, you know, that's good. I don't know, it just doesn't seem, I guess, because it's like, you can't be like to force her to be friends with or like be around more Black people or something. I guess it's, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, bro. To like force her to be friends with Black people, or like force her around more Black people to like get a different perspective, or to show, hey, I'm not racist. It's like, I don't know what else you could possibly do, but I know money's not gonna, it's not everything. You know what I'm saying? I think what people would really care about is, okay, yeah, I think not just money. I think money, yeah, money, but like use the money in a better way. Like, instead of it being like, here, just take a bunch of money. I think more philanthropic type of work, like helping like donate to like Black colleges, or like helping students, or like helping like in that type of manner, or things of like, I don't know, donating to, I guess, African companies, which is, it's the same thing with money. But I think because the way she just said it, it just didn't seem right. It seemed like money's the only answer, and that's it. That's the only value I can give you is money, you know. Which I guess she's kind of right, but I don't know. I feel like there's other ways, just like slowly baby steps to like, you know, helping Black creators, or showing love to Black creators more. I don't know, things of that nature, or like, I don't know, stuff like that, like just work. I don't know, like fucking artwork for Black creators, or some, I don't know, bro, something, not just money. Money's not gonna change the fact that somebody's racist, you know. Like, not to get too crazy, but I mean, people have been hurt very badly due to racism. So shit, I mean, you can heal 1,000 wounds with a couple of bucks, but you can't heal the death of another person with money.
Not only did I choose to say those things, I chose to say those things on a public platform, and I am very, very ashamed of it. Especially sorry to those who were affected in real time.
Oh, what's throwing me off?
Family who.
What's throwing me off is, right, and what's scaring me, and what I think is like, if we didn't catch her, would she still think the same? Would this even be I think that's if we didn't catch you, would you still have the same thought process? Or is it like, after college you changed your mind and you've already had that mindset changed and you just never addressed it? Or is it like, you low-key still already had that, and now that people have caught you, it's like, We're on to you. We're on to you. And now it's like, now you have to change your whole vibe. Because if we didn't catch you, if nobody brought up tweets, I mean, what would we be discussing right now? It's kind of hard to say. What would we be discussing? What would we be discussing? What would we be discussing right now?
Were following me at that time and would have been hurt by those tweets, and I feel sick over that. The tweets were racist, okay? There's no getting around that. They cannot be dismissed as jokes or political opinions or anything else. It was racism. In my last video, I put all this emphasis on my family, thinking it was gonna like provide context, but instead,
I think they were rooted in racism, but I don't think innately the tweets themselves were racist. The political ones, not the actual racist ones. You know what I mean? I think like obviously if it's coming from somebody who's making the racist tweets, then they obviously clearly have racist merit. But in terms of like the tweets themselves, like tweeting "Make America Great Again," how can you cancel someone for supporting political candidates that we've put up to be supported? We're biting ourselves in the ass. It's so annoying. I can't go in here and say which political campaign, political 2021, I don't know. I can't say whatever fucking political candidate I support. Because people look at you weird. They look at you weird, they judge you. Like, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep.
instead, it just made it look like I was pointing fingers and like placing blame, and that was exactly the opposite of what I should have been doing. The fact of the matter is, nobody forced me to tweet those things. I tweeted those things on my own, and the blame is on me. A conscious choice to not learn about politics until I was a young adult. But that did not stop me from tweeting political opinions. I wanted to appear that I knew more than I did and that I was educated, and instead I was spreading harmful, very, very harmful misinformation. I had all the educational resources available to me to learn what was right, and I chose not to.
This apology doesn't
Trayvon
seem...
Martin has nothing to do with politics, okay? The murder of Trayvon Martin was a hate crime, was horrible, and he did not deserve it, and no black person deserves it. When it happened, I repeated disgusting misinformation on a public platform, and I'm genuinely so disturbed by that. I truly cannot believe it. It makes me sick.
But are you disturbed because we caught you, or...
I didn't really open my eyes until after college, but I want to make it clear that when I say that, I'm referring to hate crimes in particular. It wasn't until after college that I realized how prevalent police brutality is and how common hate crimes are. It's constantly happening. I think a lot of people felt this way, but the murder of George Floyd shifted my mindset completely, okay? Because that's when I started to really research and learn what it was like and what it looked like to be anti-racist. I started to seek out my own resources and learn what reparations looked like and learn what I could do as a white person in situations like these. And I'm really, truly ashamed that it took me that long. I talked in my last video about how I grew up in a Republican household. And I didn't say that because I think all Republicans are racist, but I just wanted you to know that those are the only conversations that I had been exposed to. But then I went off to college, okay? And I went to college in Arizona, which is still a red state, but Arizona is also a state with a lot of diversity. And I was a public health major, where so many elements have to do with race and racial inequality. I learned so much during that time, you guys. It was actually really eye-opening for me because I had had a lot of thoughts my entire life that completely shifted once I started to learn things from other people's perspectives. So much of what I previously had believed to be true changed, and I started paying attention to things that I hadn't before. Again, I acknowledge that I was an adult at this time, and I had all the resources in the world available to me to educate myself prior to college, and I chose not to, and for that I am sorry. Really, really wish that I had. I wrote my college thesis on racial disparities, so how things like socioeconomic standing, health, housing, income, and so many other things can be affected by your race. I didn't stop learning there, and I don't plan to stop learning about these issues ever. I truly mean that, and I know a lot of you aren't going to believe me, and I understand that, but I do care about these issues. But I don't want this conversation to be over, honestly. I'm not posting this video to make everything go away. I don't want to try to get myself uncanceled, but I know there are a lot of people like me who are still working to unlearn the inherent racism that we possess still. While I know that I've changed, I also know that there is a lot of work to be done, okay? There is a lot that I could still do that I have not done yet. I promise you that I will. I have been and will continue to look into reparation initiatives to share with you guys, as well as figure out ways that we can give Black creators more visibility, because we know that's a major problem in this space. I want to do everything that I can to show you that I am not the person that I was in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. I am.
All right. The apology doesn't, there's a lot of things that don't make sense, because she's like, I'm doing this not because I don't want to get canceled, but then it's also that I'm doing this saying I understand everything and that I know that it's unacceptable and I know this and that and this and that, yet I don't want to be canceled. And the problems are bad because I understand them. And it's kind of like, well, if we didn't bring up the problems, would you understand them? Would you? So it's I think it's the time, it's a time factor. If we didn't bring this up, what would you think? Like if you weren't canceled and I came to you before any of these tweets came up and somebody asked you, what would you say? And then like, what would that answer be compared to now? What would that answer be compared to now? You know what I mean? I think that's where people are kind of coming from. And that's why the apology doesn't seem, not that it's not genuine. You can tell that she actually kind of, she's trying to be as sincere as possible, but it doesn't fully, it's not that it doesn't even work. It's not that it doesn't happen. It's just that it doesn't, to the general public or like to anybody who is a minority, it just doesn't seem like, it doesn't seem as if it's gonna change anything, or like it's not like, okay, you did that right there, right, right? But let's say you go to a family reunion and I'm your friend, I'm your Black friend. Hey, can I come to the family reunion with you? Or if I come around anybody who was near you around the time you were making those tweets, can I come around you then? So your hometown friends, if you're still in contact with your hometown friends, have their thought process changed? So it's like, can I, as a Black person, walk up around you and your friend group of people? Now I know that, you know, she's moved to LA, and LA is so diverse that there's not as much racism as, I think there's like, I think more like migrant type of racism in LA or like, but LA, there's so much shit happening in LA. It's like, it's not like how we think now, like now, or no. In other places like, you know, Texas, even Florida, and like Kentucky and shit like that, it's a lot more conservative, and you got like a lot of more conservative thought processes, and just like there's a lot more racism there. In terms of California, there's so many because like California for so long was like, and Los Angeles in general was just like the place, if you wanted to try to make it, you either went to New York or you went to California. And those places are just, there's so many diverse people that they're way more progressive in their thought process, which is, it's understandable because, you know, there's so much diversity. So I think that right there, you could be like, okay, well, maybe, you know, she moved to LA, she you know, you got nurtured more by other people, you found more diverse communities, and you made a different understanding for people around you. Cool. But innately, your beginnings. Can I? The crust is calling me. You're getting hung up on, bitch. Shitty ass motherfucker calling me. Can I come up around you and your homies and tell y'all, or can I come around y'all and just hang out, you know, and not be judged? Bless me. Because, you know, you've changed, but are you still that same seed? You know what I'm saying? People are trying to chop down that tree, like I said before. And is that same seed gonna pop out, or is it gonna be a different seed that's intertwined with everything around it? You know, we would hope so, but you can't guarantee that. And I think that's where people are coming from, is that we can't guarantee that you've changed. We can only take your word and kind of take it with a grain of salt. I think due time, though, you know, time is the best healer of all.
Never gonna forgive me.
I think due time is the best healer of all. So eventually people will forgive her. I think so. Or I think just like after, as the time goes on, people kind of just forget and it'll be all over with. But I think it'll still have that stigmatism of like, we remember. And we're not gonna forget. The internet never forgets, but they just kind of like die down a little bit. It kind of like goes away in a way. Now, obviously, you know, Brooke is not alone, right? She's got her homie, Tana Mongu, Tana Mojo, you know? So, you know, what does Tana have to say about this?
Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
This is quality.
As you guys can see, I am alone on this couch. Brooke is not here with us today, and
Quality is
I want to
actually
be abundantly clear
booty
that
cheeks.
that was my
Oh,
decision. We all saw the tweets, and they're fucked up, and they're horrific, and I'm saying that as a white person, right? Like, I cannot even imagine being a black non-fan or fan and reading those tweets. And I've made
Tana's
it very clear
kinda-
to Brooke as well that I condemn her for these tweets, and they're fucking horrible. And I have no right to forgive her as a white person for the things that she said. Before I get into a little more of my thoughts on this, I'm also wrong in this situation, and I want to be open and honest with you guys about that. When Brooke made her first apology video, I commented on it and I said, "We grew up bad, I love you," and immediately regretted it so hard. Realized how fucking stupid it was for me to fucking say that. I'm going to beat myself up for that forever, quite frankly. It's not my place as a white person to forgive her or add to the problem and further the narrative of white people forgiving other white people. And it's not enough to just write these things off as we grew up bad. And I think that I learned that now, and that shows me that I still have things to learn and unlearn. And I just first wanted to apologize to anyone I hurt for commenting that on her video. I might
still things to learn. What do you need to learn? What do you need to learn? What do you mean you still need? What do you mean? I mean, shouldn't you know right from wrong or already?
might be the last person you guys or anyone wants to hear have a take on Brooke's tweets.
Right.
I'm not a perfect person, and
Yeah,
my
10
hands are
is
not clean
I mean, it's
in
literally
any
called the
of
Cancer
this.
Podcast. Like,
you guys have known forever about my old tweets that I tweeted in 2013 and 14 and the vines that I were in and the things that I've said, and I've apologized for them a million times, and I'm more than happy to apologize.
the vine
until
she
the
was
day I
in?
die. They were hurtful. Time 14 and the vines that I were in and the things that I.
for me, I think when it comes to comedy, it's a little bit different. I think you can excuse people a little bit when it comes to comedy. I think you can definitely, because it doesn't matter who the race of it is, it's supposed to be funny. Like, regardless of if it's the most offensive joke of all fucking time, it's supposed to be funny. And if it's funny, it's funny. If it's not, it's not. Some people are going to be sensitive about it, but if you're insensitive, then you know it is what it is. Yeah. The comedy stuff and like Vine, and because Vine had so many crazy fucking like racist, like watermelon fried chicken type vines and shit. And, you know, it just is what it is. People are gonna make those jokes. It's kind of like yo, you know what's crazy about Tana, bro? She's like fucking, bro, she's like Chucky. Like, how many times has she been canceled and she's still here? Like, or she's like fucking, you know, we're the Avengers. Like, we're going in her timeline trying to fucking erase her timeline, and she just put a double whammy, like Sigma male 200 IQ, just like came back, wham bam, thank you ma'am, and it just come back like every single time. It's crazy. Every single time she gets canceled, she ends up coming back. It's crazy. Yeah, about these tweets and stuff, you know, you can't really, I guess it's kind of like, it is fucked up and we can't really do anything about it. Brooke obviously, you know, knows that she's wrong. Tana knows she's wrong. I don't get what she means by she says she needs to learn more, as if like she didn't learn anything, or she's like not fully understand that racism isn't okay.
That I've said, and I've apologized for them a million times, and I'm more than happy to apologize until the day I die. they were hurtful and disgusting and racist, and I know that. While I do think that I've grown so much as a person from who I was,
it does leave a nasty, bitter taste in the mouth
always more growing
of those who have to consume the content of these two.
Today, I felt like if we just started the episode, Paige and I saying hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast, that's just exercising my white privilege, and it's not something that I want to do or be any part of, quite frankly. I'm hoping Brooke is taking the time right now to reflect and grow and learn in a lot of the ways that I did. And listen, I have always known from my first apology video and forever for the rest of my life that there will be people who will never forgive me for many things I have said and done online, for many of my ignorant, horrible takes, you know? And I told Brooke this the other day. I said, you have to make peace with the fact that there will be people that never forgive you, and this may recirculate for the rest of your life, and you have to be ready to be open and honest and talk about it, right? And I do want to say something right now that I don't necessarily know if it's going to go over well. And
it is unfortunate, but I mean, I don't think their problems are in comparison to, you know, Trayvon Martin's life. I think that's kind of the root of it all. But hey, who am I to speak? I'm only a black guy. That's not all though. That's not all. So just like I think yesterday or like 2 days ago or something like that, they returned and she's back on the podcast. Now, from what I've seen, it's a little cooked. Wait, oh my god. There's a TMZ video of her.
With, you know, the recent tweets and everything being exposed, what do you have to say to people that don't, like, you know, feel like your apology's enough?
I feel like I'm doing the best I can. I don't know.
Do you still want to be a part of the Canceled Podcast? I know you're
I am. We are filming today. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth, obviously, because it's serious. But yeah, I'm still a part of the tour. I'm still a part of Canceled.
Okay, that's good. So you and Tana have talked a little bit, because I know a lot of people were like, what's going on?
No, we had a little, we fight like sisters, but we are doing well.
What you're saying, you take full accountability for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to hear. You know, do you feel like people should give you grace, give you another chance?
I understand that there's a lot of people who won't, but I'm going to keep trying.
I don't know why. I get like, does she sound like Kim Kardashian a little bit? I don't know. It just, does that not seem like, I didn't feel any emotion there. I don't know. I just didn't feel like, it seems so bland. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem as genuine as I would want it to seem. It seems so like minuscule effort. Like, I'm trying.
And I do not.
Hopefully I don't get canceled. I'm trying.
But
please don't cancel me. I'm trying. I don't know. Unless I'm tripping. So following that, Tana and Brooke, she eventually gets on the podcast, and this was a day ago. So let's look at what we got going on. And this I hopefully, you know, this is just might be a case of, you know, that Twitter meme is like two dumb bitches telling each other exactly
what I have at 13 or 14. Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast. I'm like, do you see? Hello and welcome.
Crossbow.
Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast. I'm like, do you see her? See, there she is, y'all.
Yeah, squash the rumors. I am not yet kicked off the Canceled Podcast.
Dude, so
I mean, how can you get
first of
canceled
all,
on the Canceled
I was
Podcast?
just in Europe, and a couple days ago, I shot an episode with Paige and Amari, and
Does her
I
shirt
said
say,
everything
"Only
that I'm
God can
about to
cancel me"?
re-say again. But then obviously I flew home, and I was like, why am I going to put out another episode that's just gonna like fuel these rumors more and like get a bunch more hate and
Wait,
like
shoes on the couch is crazy.
I mean, obviously that just comes with this whole thing, you know, that people think a bunch of shit that's untrue. But this is definitely one of the heights of that in my entire life. Like just opening my whole phone and every single thing I read about me, you, and us in this podcast just being like the furthest possible thing from the truth. And I can like re-say all of that. I mean, I was gonna just post that episode, but I felt like talking about it with Paige was kind of like gonna cause the same problem as it did last week.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of issues with Paige. Paige is getting really badly bullied.
It's really frustrating to me because it's like, I thought in the previous episode that I made what I was saying abundantly clear, and not to go like all third person narcissist on you. When has Tana Mojo ever said anything and made it abundantly clear and it didn't get misconstrued and people completely understood her point and yada yada? Like,
I make some bad points sometimes too.
Hey, but all I was trying to say in that episode was I'm giving Brooke the week. Like, I want Brooke to have the week. Obviously. Yeah. So then Paige subbed in for that episode and all of the fucking comments are, we want Brooke, you're replacing Brooke, you just jumped ship so fast, yada, yada, yada. And it was literally just one episode.
Yeah, and I also want to be clear, it wasn't because the way it sounded was almost like Brooke needs a second, or needs a week. Like, I just wanted to really intake the situation and understand what was happening. And it just didn't feel appropriate for me to sit down on the couch so soon.
I said this in...
You do have to take a break. Like, your mental health with stuff like that, bro, somebody will off themselves for something like that, bro. Sorry, I had to move my camera. With something like that, bro, you have to take a break. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It could be the worst situation. You gotta leave. Like, you gotta, because what's gonna happen is the start of the situation is, at first it comes out, you're shocked, you're like, what the fuck, this is happening, people are canceling you. And then it starts to affect your mental and your emotions, and then you're kind of like emotionally not available, I guess, or you're kind of just I don't know, just going through it, I guess, or you're slightly depressed, and so you kind of want to you take a break, you sit there, you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, and then you slowly ease back. Not that it's cool, but it's you slowly ease back, and then it starts to become cooler, I guess, and not that the situation's cool, but you start to rejuvenate, and there's more life in you, and you can breathe, and you can kind of think and collect your thoughts better. You're not just in such a depressed state, I guess.
The episode that we shot, and I'll probably keep referencing that, but I'm just reiterating how I've been feeling. And call me the fucking villain for saying this, okay? People might not like what I'm going to say right now, but I think that the situation was very much damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you and I sat down and filmed an episode and it went out and we were just on the couch talking about anything at all.
Yeah, I think it would have been really distasteful.
So angry at that. So then it's you film with Paige and people are mad. It was just one of those where I felt
Yeah, and we should clarify beforehand. Tana and I, obviously, we were communicating about it, and I told her, I'm listen, I understand you need to say that what I said was wrong, of course, because it was so wrong.
And I even said in it, I'm not coming at this from a holier than thou perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here with the gavel saying you know what I mean? That I get to condemn anyone. But it's I don't know, people just took it that way, and...
I know, it was just honestly it was a lot of people coming from a lot of different directions, rightfully so, but I did it's a frustrating feeling to feel so misunderstood.
What's the but? What's the but? What's the but? What's the buts? When she goes, people will cancel me, rightfully so, but that's it. It's in the sentence. People will cancel me, I deserve it. That's it.
Especially our dynamic.
I just want to say no one's getting fucking canceled off the Canceled podcast, and I have said this and will always say this.
I mean, it's literally called...
I truly believe that this podcast has amassed the success that it amassed because of our dynamic. And forgive me, it's not a word police, but our dynamic is irrecreatable, and I am not a word. And I'm
but there is a word for that, so we gotta find it.
And we could, but I just think...
Wait, hold on.
Irreplaceable. Wait.
One's getting fucking canceled off the Canceled podcast.
Hold on.
And I have said this and will always say this. I truly believe that this podcast has amassed the success that it amassed because of our dynamic. And forgive me, it's not a word police, but our dynamic is irrecreatable. And I am not a word. And I'm
but there is a word for that. So
what's the dynamic?
And we could, but I just think
the dynamic is getting canceled.
It's irrecreatable.
I think it's irreplaceable. Wait,
yes, but it couldn't be recreated with any other two people.
Okay.
And I'm so well aware of how special that is and what you and I have been through together.
I don't know. What? Their dynamic can be... I mean, it's just two people on a podcast, kind of just I'm not in their world, okay? This is not my world, obviously. I don't know what really happens on this podcast besides I know that Tana's been canceled a billion trillion times. And from what I've read, Brooke is just kind of like Tana's friend, and they kind of just like grew together in like the past few years or something like that. That's what I know of. I don't know the rest of it. But I mean, they're dynamic, and Tana's dynamic for like the past few years have just been getting canceled. That's the dynamic. I mean, that's gotta be kind of easy, right? You go on, you do something you're not supposed to do, you get canceled. That can't be too hard, right? Yeah, I don't know. Just is what it is. It's low-key feeling like a case of two dumb bitches telling each other exactly.
On and off camera, on and off stage, just in life in general, I think most people would fucking blow up in flames. And I think we have somehow come out of it with the strongest trauma bond, sister bond money can buy. And I wish so badly that people didn't do what they do to our relationship online, because it is very highly damaging.
It's hard
to read a million things that aren't true about how, like, the, you know what I mean?
It's
but
weird it's so strange.
Does it not
because
seem,
you almost start to intake it and it like starts.
Does it not seem kind of like narcissistic? I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but it kind of does. It just seems like, obviously it's from their perspective, so they're gonna have that opinion. From me, or like as a black person, it's like, I don't know, because when we present the hate, when we present to, or at least in my eyes, if I'm gonna cancel someone for this, or, you know, present it to someone, I'm more presenting for them to not be like bonding about the trauma that I put you through. It's more about you taking it and learning from the fact that you kind of degraded my whole race, you know? I thought that's what we were going at, or what we were trying to learn from here. Am I overstepping that, or?
To become true, because it's like if I'm reading 1,000 comments that say like Tana hates Brooke, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, Tana hates Brooke.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not natural. This
yeah, I think
something
that's
that
like
I'm bitching about it, because it comes with fame, it comes with money, it comes with this shit. I understand that, but I can also recognize that sometimes that is emotionally incredibly difficult to handle.
Yeah.
And
that's 100%.
Yeah, it was just one episode, and then I had to fuck off for a second. Like, and well, I'm really sorry shit's late.
No, that's understandable, bro. It's like, even this, the littlest, bro, I'll tell you, the littlest bit of hate can mess up somebody's whole day. Or if it's just like, what is it? Like, you get like that one hate comment, you get like a thousand positive comments, you get that one hate comment, that one hate comment is going to be in the back of your head, matriculating. Even if it doesn't like fully affect you, it'll still be in your head, because you'll be thinking like, well, maybe it won't be like a full negative. It just be like a constructive criticism. You'll be like, oh, well, maybe in the future I can do this, or maybe. So I think it's like, just us as humans, we want to try to improve and be around the people, and the people around us, right? So in that fact, people change people. Ah, you see that? See, so it's man, it's definitely. I can understand that, you know, they had to go through that together. And it is, you know, is a trauma bond, but the expression of it seems a little insensitive in the fact that, I mean, the things that you were getting scolded for was that the fact that you were basically saying that a 17-year-old kid, he's 17, he's a kid, who got murdered, brutally murdered by a person who clearly did a hate crime, was justified, and in us telling you, okay, you whatever past you had, or whatever, you know, even though that was your past, we don't fully know or genuinely know if before we brought it to your information, or am I tripping, or am I looking for a word that I don't know? If we brought the information to you pre-cancel, would you still have a different thought process on that? We don't know. And so it's kind of this matriculating thing where it's like, well, it's either she fully was still in that thought process, or we're still at fucking ground zero, or no, we're still at ground zero, or we've gone past that and we're a different person now. But we can't fully say it. It's a time thing. It's the problem is not innately based on their emotional trauma. It's the trauma of the other people. The other people went through this shit. And so it's kind of like, I guess it's, you know, only God can cancel. It's God just basically saying you reap what you sow. When you go out and you're, bro, the universe is literally an exchange of energy. What happens comes back. You kill someone around you will get killed. It just is what it happens. Fucking, you hate on someone, it'll be years later. It'll be something like years later, this shit will happen. And you'll be like, damn, bro. And you'll be like, damn, bro. So at the end of it, it's like, brother, you gotta realize that we're bringing this forth for you to not do it again. But it just seems like, it's just like, it just keeps happening. It's just this insufferable cycle. And the fact that she's friends with Tana, it makes it seem like, yo, this is your friend. Your friend is a friend that you like getting canceled together constantly. So is this people who are trying to get canceled for views? Possibly. Or is it people getting canceled because this is the people they are? That's where people are coming in. But this is a very long video, okay? This is a long fucking video, and I don't even think this thing's over. I don't even think it's over yet. Like, it may be over. I don't know. We'll have to see. My glasses are slowly falling apart. But in the meantime, okay, those who have been canceled have obviously had to suffer worse than we have. It doesn't go unnoticed that being canceled is probably one of the worst feelings of all time. You go on the internet and everybody's hating on you. It's really the worst. It doesn't help. It doesn't help when you have a consistency of people telling you you're this, you're this, you're this, even though you may feel that you're not. And some people might not be aware of what they actually are, even though they feel that they're not. I think that that's a very known case of the matter. For Tana and Brooke, I think that they should just, you know, they really can only do one thing, and this is keep going. That's all you really can do, or just take a break, but you're probably not. But with that being said, bro, it's gonna wrap us up for today. This is gonna be a long, juicy video, so I hope you stay for the rest of it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because we're gonna be covering up all this juice. We're coming in hot on what, 200 subs? 200. Let's go, bro. And yeah, so that being said, I'll see you guys when you're older. Peace.